Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new record from Glasya, debut record actually from Glasya, Heaven's Demise, out July 12 on Pride and Joy. This album has 10 tracks and is 15 minutes in length. Like I said, their debut album. And I really like what they did here. This album overall really feels like it pulls influences out of two major symphonic metal bands, Nightwish and Epica. Perhaps if I had to pick one of the two, I would say the pendulum definitely falls more towards the Epica side and less towards the Nightwish. Perhaps more from a vocal perspective, I felt a lot of Nightwish references there, but then from a song structure, from the overall sound of the record, I really felt that this album was more geared towards Epica. I'm going to start off by saying that I really love what they did with this record. They really set the bar as far as symphonic metal bands from Portugal are concerned, because this record is absolutely excellent. The mixing, the mastering, the production of the record is really high level, and it has to be. For a symphonic metal band, the attention to the details is extremely important, because that is going to really determine the quality of the sound, the quality of the experience for the listener. And with this record, I really felt that they went above and beyond what I had expected from them. Really incredible work, really incredible mastering and mixing. I love everything about this album. I love how it sounds. I love the structure of it. I love the lyrics. The vocals are absolutely magnificent on this record. The guitars, the drums, and I also like one little caveat that they threw on this record, which is almost every single song bleeds into the following song. And there's a sense of purpose, there's a sense of continuity. You're listening to one song and the ending of that song becomes the beginning of the next song, and so forth and so forth. I really like that. It just really allows all the album to feel as one versus feeling like independent tracks. It just gives a sense of unity to the record. I really like that, and I really like what they've done overall with this record. To me, this is going to be a symphonic metal band that's going to definitely be a player in the game going forward. This is a band that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. It's going to be a band that's going to catch a lot of attention outside of Portugal, because the quality of their work deserves that. Now, the album overall really has an even keel from beginning to end. There are changes from track to track. There are swings from track to track. There are things that are introduced in certain tracks that are not introduced in others. So it's not mundane and it's not repetitive from that nature, but in terms of the approach, in terms of the quality from track to track, is very even keel, down a straightened path, if you will. Now, the songs, like I said, have a different approach, have different changes. They're well balanced, but they have different changes to them. They incorporate male vocals, they incorporate harsh vocals, they incorporate incredible guitar solos, they incorporate great orchestration, great choirs, layering of vocal tracks. There's a lot of things coming at you throughout the whole record that allows them to have 10 different songs, 10 very unique and different songs, while all of them still keeping almost the same overall blanket to them, the same overall vibe, and more important, be very well balanced sound-wise, but also lyrically and vocally. They're very well balanced. I gotta say something about two key elements of this record that I really believe deserve to be mentioned a little bit more, and that's Eduarda Soeiro's vocals. Absolutely incredible. She kind of, her vocal performance on this record was reminiscent of early Nightwish with Tarja. I really felt that same operatic vibe in her vocals and her delivery, almost how she feels the song, and then she transmits that emotion that she has from the lyrics, from the overall music, into her delivery. Absolutely incredible. To me, that was a standout factor on this record. The other standout factor on this record, without a doubt, is the guitars. Incredible. Normally in a symphonic metal band, all the attention goes towards the vocals, goes towards the orchestration, the keyboards, and perhaps deservedly so, because those are key components and those are main factors, meaning driving forces for a symphonic metal band. But I feel on this record, the guitars deserve some major attention. The solos on this album are absolutely magnificent, really over the top when they need to be. Almost the solos adding a cinematic vibe to the track that goes beyond all of the symphonic elements around it. The guitar, the riffs are absolutely incredible. The melodies are phenomenal, and how they integrated the guitar melodies with the keyboard melodies is really important to really create a wall of sound on every single track. So I really feel the vocals and the guitars really deserve some attention. Perhaps the guitars more, because it's normally one of the key components that goes a little bit under the radar, if you will, as far as symphonic metal bands are concerned. Now, as far as favorite tracks, for me, it was not easy to pick 3 favorite tracks. One of my favorite tracks is the first single that came out, Heaven's Demise, which is the name of the album. But I didn't want to talk about that one. We've done that video on the channel actually, so I really didn't want to talk about that one. So I picked 3 different songs that perhaps offer me different components, a different vibe. And I'm going to start with Glasya. I really like this track. It has a Middle Eastern vibe from the beginning all the way to the end. You just feel that the song structure, it's surrounded by this Middle Eastern vibe, almost like an Aladdin, Lawrence of Arabia kind of vibe to it that I really like it. And they keep that vibe all the way throughout the song. The layers to the vocals, to me, is what takes this song to a whole nother level. They have male vocals on this track. This becomes almost a duet between female and male. I really like the dynamic between the two, but more important because the male vocals really change throughout the track. You get clean vocals, you get harsh vocals. There's layering of the vocal tracks when the two are singing together, and the two vocals are unisons together, almost as a single voice. I really like that, and to me, those were the dynamics that attracted me to this song. This song, besides that whole Middle Eastern vibe that I really enjoyed, to me, the vocal track on this song is the highlight of the song. How they alternated the styles, how they alternated the approach. But when they brought the two voices together as one, it feels like one single voice. I really like that. Really well delivered. It gives the whole song a very cinematic vibe. The whole album is full of songs that have a cinematic vibe, but this one to me, perhaps a little bit more than the rest. And all of it is due to how the vocals are delivered on this specific track. Definitely the highlight of the track. The next song I want to talk about is Eternal Winter. I like this one because it picks up a little bit of speed. Glasya is the track before, this one comes right after, and this one kind of starts off as Glasya finished. So that one bleeds it into the other, and one kind of picks up where the other one left off. Because this one, it has a little bit of a higher tempo to it. It picks up a little bit of more velocity, if you will, and it starts off with a solo. I really like that. I like the fact that the one song bleeds into the other, and then the first impression that you get from this song is a guitar solo that really gets the track underway. From the moment it starts, you really feel like the song is picking up momentum, is picking up tempo, and that is really done by not only the guitars but also the overall orchestration of the track. It just has all of the key ingredients to really feel like the train is leaving the station. You really get that vibe. And it also has a very cinematic vibe to it. It has almost a cinematic score vibe. The overall music on this track really feels like a soundtrack to a movie. It has that glamour to it. Now, using a female humming on this track behind the vocals was really cool. It added atmosphere to the track. It added this really larger than life feel that the song really needed. It didn't add volume, it just added atmosphere, because the vocals itself have already volume to it, but the humming in the background really adds a little bit of a dark atmosphere to the track, and I really feel that it was really important to have that because it really added a little bit of an extra spice to it. There's also a choir as a backing track, specifically in the chorus, and that creates a wall of sound. While the humming creates a lot more of an atmosphere to the track, the choir really creates volume to the track. So they use two different components behind the vocals to really give two different dynamics to the song. One gives atmosphere while the other one really gives volume. The second solo then comes in towards the two-thirds of the song, into the song. And that is really nice too, because you already got the solo at the beginning, and then this song really felt that it needed another solo down the road, because otherwise it would just feel too flat in the last two-thirds of it. So I'm really glad that they incorporated another second solo towards the two-thirds of the song. It just added something to it. They also added harsh vocals around that time. Not a lot, just a little bit of a sprinkle of harsh vocals with Eduarda's humming in the background. Now that's a nice twist, because earlier on in the song you get her singing with her humming in the background, and then later on you get harsh vocals, male harsh vocals with her humming in the background. So it was a nice little twist. It's a nice little caveat. These guys did an absolutely amazing job as far as vocal tracks are concerned. They really were creative in how they incorporated different elements to really make the songs feel a lot larger, feel like they had a lot more volume. Last but not least, this is one of my favorite songs on the album, and it's called Neverland. It has an opera-like intro, a very beautiful orchestrated intro. I really love that. Once the drums come in, the drums really set the tempo of the song. I really feel like this is one of the songs where the drums are the most predominant. They just add not only volume, they add some heaviness, and they definitely set the tempo that this song is going to have throughout. Another song that has a faster tempo, that has great momentum to it, that just really adds something to it. And I believe that that momentum and that something really is coming from the drums. There's other elements like the guitars and the vocals, obviously, that pack on that momentum, that pack on those tempos to really push the song forward. But to me, this is a song that perhaps like in Glasya, the highlight for me was the vocal tracks. To me, in Neverland, the highlight is really the drums. I really like what they did there. Now, it has a great dynamic chorus, really bombastic, and one of the reasons for that is the drums. The drums are really heavy, they're really powerful, with a double pedaling, they really pack a punch, and they just make the song so big, so thick, so loud, specifically in the chorus. They do it outside of the chorus, but when the chorus comes in, you really feel how impactful the drum track is on this specific song. This song has also what I consider my favorite solo on the record. This album is full of great guitar melodies, great riffs, great solos, but this song has my favorite solo because it's such a beautiful, extended, over-the-top, magnificent, well-crafted solo that just gives light to the song. It just brings the song to life. It just opens up the blinds, it opens up the windows and lets the sun in. That's the impact that you get from the guitar solo in the later stages of this song. Absolutely magnificent. I love also the vocal track on this song. Eduardo's delivery on the vocals as far as this song is concerned, it's really haunting. It adds a haunting aspect to the overall feel of the song. But to me, this is a song that really comes forward from two elements: the drums and how heavy and how much volume they carry, and also that incredible guitar solo towards the end of the track. Alright guys, this is it. This is Glasya, symphonic metal band from Portugal, releasing their debut album, Heaven's Demise. All I will say is this: if you're a fan of symphonic metal bands, if you're a fan of bands like Epica, Delain, Nightwish, even Kamelot to a certain extent, even though they're a little bit more power metal, you have to check out this band. You're not going to regret it. I think you're going to be blown away first by the quality of the sound, by the quality of the record, and then by the performance of the band on the record. Alright guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you. Take care guys.